right, let's get started. I'm going to be using a small ball and a circle band today. But in case you don't have a circle band but you have a long flat band, I just wanted to show you how to make it a circle band. We take it around the legs, and you want to have your feet about sitting bone distance apart. You're going to tie it in a bow so that you're able to get it apart when you're done using it in this shape. Okay? So there it is, a circle band or a regular band made into a circle band. We'll start without, and the reason for that is A, we're going to warm up, and B, you can see what to do if you don't happen to have any equipment. All right, so let's get started. As always, I do want to encourage you to please take into consideration any medical information you've been given with regard to exercise, and also listen to your body. We're going to start with the feet nice and wide apart, and we'll simply squat. Now, if you're like myself and you have a sofa right behind you, you can tap that sofa. Yeah? Reminds you to really sit back into the heels and use the glutes. We're going to go 4 more times. Here's 4, 3, 2. Now just give me a step touch side to side. Step and tap. You can see that I'm barefoot. I'm standing on my mat. That does give you a little bit of a balance challenge. So if you're having one of those days where the balance is already challenged, stand on the flat floor and see if that helps. Okay, so we're getting ourselves warmed up. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to step to the side and leave that leg out. And from that out position, we're going to lift and lower, lift and lower, up and down. Standing knee is soft, abs are engaged. Good, got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we squat. That's it. So this is the exercise that you'll do as we go through the whole sequence again with a band and a ball. Okay? But if you have a ball handy and you want to add it in, you can hold on to it, and you do want to make sure that wherever you're holding that ball, your knees are right over your ankles. You got that good alignment. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Good, and we're going to take this out and step and tap, step and tap. Good. You can bring that ball to each hip. You got it. If you don't have a ball, of course the movement still works. Yeah? All right. We're going to hold it over to that second side and lift and lower. Notice my toes stay facing forward, so I'm not trying to turn my leg out. I'm really staying right into the side of the hip for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Stand with the legs nice and wide. Press the palms towards me. Pull the sternum away from me. Tailbone hangs down towards the heels. We breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands to the thighs. Little standing cat and cow. Flatten. Scoop, curl. Slight sway if that's available to you. No strain or tension in the lumbar spine or the cervical spine. Really any part of the spine, but those are the 2 areas that tend to get it. We're going to roll all the way up. We're going to grab our band. Whether it's the band you made, a circle band, or a circle band. And again, if you don't have one, you can do the same exercises we've already done. So now we're kind of corralled by the band, and we go into our squats again. Hands can always stay on the thighs. Challenge yourself by lifting those arms up. Okay, keeping the biceps right next to the ears. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. We step touch side to side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna stay over on the side, reach that leg out, and we're gonna go ahead and take this up and down. Now you can reach your arms out and in, and we could have added hand weights to this today, but I think a ball and a band is enough to get us going. So 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Let's hold it up and pulse. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we squat and lift. Remember, hands can be on the thighs. You can do this without the band or the ball. That's it. Here's 4 more. Now, if you have a band, part of the reason I have it above the knees, step touch side to side, is so that we're not adding any extra torque to the knees, but you could put it down around your ankles if you wanted to. And here's 5, 6, 7, 8, open up, find your balance, and open and close. Tap it down, lift it up. Whew. Don't forget to breathe. That's it. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it right here. Give me that little pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We better do 2 more just to even us out. And relax. All right, you could do that whole sequence again, starting with the ball squats, but we're gonna move on so we can squeeze a lot in to a short period of time. I have to give myself some space. Okay, so you've got that band on, those legs, and we're gonna grab the ball. We'll keep the band there just because it's convenient and we'll be using it again. And we're squeezing the ball, the heels are on the floor, the knees are soft, tall spine. So head, shoulder, hip. Hands can always rest behind the thighs, or if you want to make life more exciting, you can grab onto the band, okay? So we're gonna scoot back. If your shoulders jump into your ears, keep your hands low, okay? We're gonna scoot back and come up. Exhale, inhale. Imagine you're pointing your tailbone down towards that ball, rocking the sitting bones underneath yourself. Let's go 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1 more. I'm gonna stay right here. Now, if you can, you're gonna lift your feet, but you might wanna pull your heels in a little bit, and you may find you need to put your elbows or your hands down, or under your thighs. We squeeze lift. Now the feet don't have to go all the way to the floor, but they can. They're going about eye level and down, eye level and down. You want to make life more exciting? We add the arms. And 4, 3, 2, hold right there and pulse the ball. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's grab that ball and pull it right on up to the sacral area. Okay? Same movement you were just doing. Give yourself a little more space. Stretch the legs a little farther away from you. Pull the belly flesh in and lean into that ball. So the tailbone's still reaching towards the heels, and you're looking for that scooped belly. And from here, we're going to take the hands, either hold the thighs or bring the hands out. And you're just gonna reach towards the toes and come back. So you're just taking the lowest rib a little closer to the hip bone, and then you're opening that space slightly, but you're still flexed. Okay? And we're gonna make this something else. So this is option A, and of course, this was really option A. So I guess this is option B. And we're gonna reach it back. Now, right from here, I want you to reach the arms up, reach the arms down, lift, back, up, in, forward, back, up, in. Notice that my arms are not going behind my head, but rather right next to my ears for 4, 3, and 2, and one more. Hold this here. All right, so we're looking for our personal earthquake. You might have to lean a little farther back, look to where wall meets ceiling. Right now I am shaking like nobody's business. We're gonna come up. You're gonna move the ball to the side, come all the way down onto your back. Take a breath. Let's kind of release those hip flexors but still be using the body. So if you wanted to, you could place your ball between your feet, and we're gonna bridge up. And having the ball between your ankles and the band around the legs really keeps you honest about your positioning in your bridge. So we've got 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Hold it up. Shift your weight slightly into your heels and pulse up, up, up. Good. 4 more times. Here's 4, 3, 2, hold, lower the toes, open the legs, out, out. And you're not going to open so big that you lose your ball. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, abs are engaged, weight is resting across the shelf of the shoulder blades, not on the neck. And we're going to hold right here and roll down through the spine. Okay, so we're going to take the band and wrap it around one foot, the arch of the foot, and the other ankle. Hold on with your hands around your thighs. Open the shoulders and gently press your heel towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch. It will really depend upon how much resistance you are using. So my band is fairly light, which gives me a greater range of motion, yet I'm still getting added resistance. So if you have a lot more resistance, you might not be pushing as far, but you're working hard, and that matters. Okay, we're gonna go with 2 more. 1 more. Now I want you to go ahead and try doing this without the arms. A little bit harder. If you need those hands around the thighs, take them. If you want a really good challenge, stretch the arms back. We're gonna go with about 4 more. 4. And you'll feel the front of this thigh resisting as the back of this thigh and glute are working. Bring the legs up, tuck the knees into the chest. Give yourself an easy little rock. Whew. All right, we're gonna take a detour to the other side, looking right through the band, okay? You're gonna roll your chin to your chest, still keeping it space to breathe. Exhale, bring it up, stretch the legs, open, and come on in. Roll it up, open, and. Now this is one way to do this. You could have your hands behind your head, and you could have your hands reaching forward. So I want you to choose what works best for you. We're looking for the appropriate amount of challenge, and it's a challenge you can manage, but it's still a challenge. 1 more time. All right, now we go to the second side, starting the same way we did before. Remember to keep the shoulders open, holding on to that thigh for a little added stability, pressing the foot down, finding the range of motion, and then integrating the breath. Inhale in one direction, exhale in the other. You get to choose. There are 2 movements, and typically we have 2 movements happening. And since we have 2 sides to our breath cycle, an inhale and an exhale, it goes perfectly with your movement. So we exhale and inhale, or vice versa. We inhale and exhale. It's what makes sense to you. Ultimately, we won't usually want to engage our core during the exertion, and in this situation, that's the pressing down. But it is exertion to resist gravity and the weight of the band to come up. We can add that arm work into this if that's available to you. Totally optional, okay? Every exercise has a beginning, a middle, and an end in terms of how challenging it is. And I usually try to give you at least 2, if not 3 choices. So you can play with these workouts and grow them as you feel you need to. All right, so there you are. Now we're gonna roll the head and shoulders up, poke the legs out. Oh, I almost made it. There we go. And we're gonna have those feet straight up, then bend the knees to that tabletop position. I'm on the cush of my tush, and I'm gonna open and close my legs. This is about the width of the mat, and if it feels like enough, then stick with it. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your hands out like so, and your hands are outside of the mat, and you're trying to tap the outsides of the calves to your palms for 4, and 3, and 2. Here's the extra fun part. Hold it open and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay. We are going to roll onto our side, and now, depending on how inflated your ball is, it may feel nice to have it under your head. So your hand's going to be here on the floor, and your knees are towards the front edge of the mat. Your body is kind of back towards the back edge of the mat, parallel with the body, perpendicular with the legs. We open and close, open and close. So these are clams. I encourage you to keep this hand on the floor so that you don't start twisting your back, because your body is very clever about wanting to get rid of the heat that starts to build. And so it's like, well, if you just kind of roll a little bit, it doesn't hurt so much. And that's where our mind plays a big part of mind body exercise. We have to go, aha, nope, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to burn my bum. It's okay, it can take it. Stay right there, we go, pulse it up, up. I always feel like your glutes can handle the challenge. Your back probably shouldn't be twisted when you're not intending to twist it, because usually when we are intending to twist it, we're present and we know what we're doing. Let's go ahead and relax. Whew. Well, those are some warm hips. We're gonna come up, sit cross-legged. If you need to take your band off to do this, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you're just gonna take a quick stretch, leaning in, finding the appropriate amount of stretch on the sides of the hips. Sometimes people are very flexible in the hip joint, and if that's you and you need to cross the top leg over the bottom leg, you're welcome to do that to get a greater amount of stretch. That is not something that I need in this position, or at least not on this side. It's a little bit of a tighter side. Come on up. We're going to swing around to the second side. Right into those clams. Now you can see this time I'm not using my ball. I do have my arm under my head. I do have my other hand flat on the floor. Heel to heel. My toes and my knees open up. And I stop when I find that point where I start to get a good contraction in the side of my glute. I don't try to keep going, because you actually will start to twist the spine, and we don't want that. Let's go 2 more times. One more time. Good. And right from there, I can't remember now. If we didn't pulse before, we're going to pulse on this side, and you'll have to come back and pulse on the other side if I forgot. You know, I used to have a scary memory, and I'm going to tell you that's not the case anymore. I'm trying to decide if it's the stress of a pandemic or just my age. Maybe a bit of both. Let's go ahead and relax. We're going to come on up. Lean in. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that in a few short months I qualified to move into a retirement community. Let's go ahead and come on up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring that band around the ankles. Okay? We're on our hands and knees, and the hands are a little forward of the shoulders so that you're not feeling so much wrist strain, but I do want you to soften the elbows and glide the shoulders down. Press into all 10 fingers and the forehand, and then your feet are going to be as far apart as they need to be to have a little tautness on the band, so it's not slack, a little tautness. And then you're going to step into the band with one foot. Now we already did this exercise lying on our backs, and for this particular exercise, I like to be on my forearms. So I'm going to press up and tap down. I'm pressing up, sole of the foot to the ceiling, knee taps the mat. Watch out if you're in this position, keep those shoulders pulling gently down away from the earlobes. And we've got 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And holding this one up, we'll do tiny little pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take the toes and we'll lift the hips, drop back towards the heels. This is kind of a dolphin pose from yoga. You're just enjoying a little stretch on the backs of the legs. And then release it down. Second foot steps into the band and we press it up and tap it down. Up and down. Lift and lower. Up and down. And 4, 3, 2, one more time, let's hold it up and pulse for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so now we're going to come into a full plank. And I'm going to show you a kneeling plank first so you know what your options are. So we'll curl the toes and you're either on your hands or your elbows, and however flat you can take your plank is where I want you to be. So whatever works for you. Then you're just going to take one leg, stretch it out, and then the other leg, stretch it out. Okay? You're coming back to that bent knee and modified plank every time. But if it's available to you, you're going to come all the way up, flatten out that plank, pull up that belly, tap, 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 tap. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pike up. Whew. Feel that nice stretch up the backs of the legs. Let the heels yearn towards the mat. They don't have to get there. You can bend the knees. And if it feels better to tread, you can do that as well. And then we're going to drop the knees down, curl the toes, and sink back. From here, I'm going to come up. We've got just a couple more exercises that we're going to do using our ball. So, bringing the ball between the legs. You're going to reach the ball out, flex the feet, draw the knees towards the shoulders, push the legs out on an angle, find your core. Inhaling and exhaling. Now you can stay down right here. You can keep your hands on your abdominal muscles. You should feel activity under those hands. Your low back is not pulling away from the floor. But you could bring your hands behind your head and crunch up. You could add the arms. And we're going to go with 4 more. 3 more. It gets really exciting in a second. 2 more. 1 more. As much as I know you want to do the 100, we're going to just lower and lift the legs. Lower and lift. Hands can be behind the head. Head can be down. Knees can be bent. Choose what works on you. Give yourself a challenge. You want to feel the effort. You do not want to feel pain. Pain I mean, you will get a warm sensation. We are working out. But it shouldn't be like, oh, my back. All right. Stay up here, and we're going to roll the ball from one foot to the other. All right, we've got 4 more. And 3. And 2. I'm going to lose it. And 1. Taking that ball, we're going to put it on the floor under 1 foot. Okay? So here you are. Your hands are resting on the mat. We're going to stretch that leg out. When you stretch that leg out, you're going to fold that other leg up. Hands can be here, or you can leave them on the floor. Gets a little complicated. We're going to go bringing both feet towards the the same position, so almost side by side. And then you're going to decide, could I hold my arms a little farther back? 3 more times. 2 more times. 1 more time. Now hold this knee up, bring the ball into the hand, roll the head and shoulders up, and give me those single leg stretches with the ball braid under the thighs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that second side. We're going to start the same way. So the ball is under the foot. This is where the feet come to. Okay? Finding your abs, feeling your belly. You're just going to stretch the leg. Top leg comes up. They come together. And in and down. Adding the arms. Maybe you travel back a little. Maybe you travel back a lot. You're just holding those arms up. This is very challenging, so bring the arms over your chest if that's a better choice for you, or even on the floor or belly. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Okay, this time we're just going to pull that ball right on up to the glutes. Let your sacral area rest on the ball. We'll take a quick stretch for the front of the hip flexors, extending that leg long, rotating that ankle. We're going to pause and reverse the rotation. Place the foot on the floor, draw the other leg in, and then slide the bottom leg out. A little circle. The height of the ball just gives you a little extra stretch at the front of the hip flexors. Okay, we're going to go ahead and step down and get rid of the ball. And grab your band. Now this is where a long flat band is a little bit easier, but we can make our circle band do the trick. So we put our foot into the band, we extend one leg, and then the arms need to relax a little bit. So think about bending the elbows and wherever your hands want to be, overhand grip, underhand grip, whatever feels good to you, but we're trying to keep the shoulders open and the collarbones wide, and of course, just breathe. All right, so taking the leg across the midline of the body, I'm holding the band with my opposite hand from foot. You should feel this stretch anywhere from the side of the hip, down the thigh, and into the side of the calf. Your iliotibial band starts at the ilium, inserts on the tibia. All that means is there's a flap, long flap, strap-like actually, not unlike this, of connective tissue that runs along the outside of the leg that several muscles insert into, and it gets pretty tight. Let's go ahead and come on up, switch to the other side. There you are. You get a hold of your band, you elongate the bottom leg. Remember, it's not all or nothing, so you can be a little bent, a little more straight, full extension. Top leg can be wherever you need it to be. Okay. We're working on full extension without locking, and it's pretty hard to lock your knee in this position. We're going to go ahead and switch, unless of course you are hypermobile. And this is my tighter side, and I can definitely feel the difference. So if you get over into your IT band stretch and you discover that it's a little less comfortable than you'd like, bend that knee slightly, and that will decrease the intensity. And you can always tease back into it as your body adapts. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves back to center, rock ourselves up, let the band pull the space between the shoulder blades wide. You can let go of that band. I'm going to come to a seated position, facing forward, drawing the shoulders up, and exhaling, rolling the shoulders down, taking a big breath in, and exhaling out, lifting the chest and shoulders. So today's focus was core and glutes. Lots of sides of the hip, but we also did get a little bit of inner thigh activity as well, using our ball and our band or our makeshift circle band. And I hope you had a fabulous workout. You're certainly welcome to watch this through twice if you're feeling like you need a little extra push, or pair this video with one of my other videos that gives you a little more upper body or a little more cardio, or maybe you just need a little more stretching. So always feel free to mix and match, and let me know what you like. I will see you around. Thanks for joining me on Pyramid Pilates.